Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how to cook egusi soup, the frying method. I'm going to put the full list of ingredients in the description box, so make sure to check it out. So in a pan you put your meat of choice, then you go in with your seasoning cube, you go in with your salt, your pepper and your onions. So this is for the boiling. We need to boil the meat first without adding any water. So after putting all these ingredients in, you give it a stir and then you cover and cook for 10 minutes. While that is cooking, we prepare our pepper mixture. For this I'm using tatachi, I'm using bell pepper, red bell pepper, Scotch bonnet pepper and onions. So in a blender you put all your pepper mixtures in and then you blend all together. After blending, you go in with your ugu, you pluck it out, you wash and you cut. Make sure to wash thoroughly because it normally have sands in it. After washing, you cut, you slice it, and then you put it aside. That's what it looks like after slicing. So we come back and check on our meat, and it has boiled. This is the water it formed. So now you go in with your stockfish, your dry fish, and then you put more water for the cooking. You give it a stir, you cover and cook for another 10 minutes or until your meat is as soft as you want it to be. So we're going to grind our crayfish and our ogiri obey. Put it in a grinder and you grind it together. After grinding, you set that aside for the food. So in a bowl, you put in your egusi and you go in with water a little bit at a time. You mix it until you get to this consistency. We don't want it too thick and we don't want it too light or watery. So we go back in and check on our meat. It's cooked perfectly now, so you bring it down and get ready for the cooking. So in a pot, you go in with your palm oil, your red oil, add your crayfish, and then you stir a little bit so that the onion flavor can infuse into the oil. You now go in with your pepper mixtures and then you give it a stir. You turn it around to fry. Fry for 5 to 8 minutes until it looks like this. Until it dried out a bit. Now you go in with your egusi. Scoop out and place in the pepper mixtures. After that, you turn it around. You keep turning on a low heat. Keep turning on a low heat to avoid it burning. You don't want the egusi burning. So you keep turning it until it gets, should I say fluffy? Until it mixes properly and it's dried out a bit. Yeah, just like this. Don't mind me, I'm fluffy. Until it's like this. Yeah. So So now you go in with your crayfish and your ogiri. You go in with your seasoning cube, your stock cube and stock powder. You go in with your salt, and then you turn it around again to make sure it's mixed in properly. And here you go in with your broth, your meat broth. You give it a stir. Turn. And then you go in with your proteins. Put your meat in, and then you turn it again. You mix it up again. Here I'm using some dried mackerel, but it's optional. If you don't have to use it if you don't want to. I just have some mackerel left, so I just dried it up and put it in the soup. You cover and check. After 5 minutes, you open and you put your ugu. For our vegetable, we are using ugu, like I say, but if you don't have ugu, you can use spinach and you can use kale. After turning, you cover back around and cook for another 5 to 8 minutes. You give it a final stir, turn it around, and you check for salt to make sure everything has come in together. And that's it, guys. That's our egusi soup already. Why don't you cook yours and tell me how it turns out in the comment section.